We're here at the beautiful, iconic Fontainebleau in Miami Beach. Welcome to the Path to Power video series of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association. Today we're going to interview Mary Rogers, the first woman general manager of the Fontainebleau. So Mary, I've been watching your career for a long time. And the fact that there's never been a woman general manager of the Fontainebleau ever in the history, right?
That's correct.
1954.
Correct.
You're the first woman GM.
That is correct.
I can't even imagine what you must have felt like on that day. So tell us first a little bit about how did you even get into the hospitality industry? How did you start your career?
Oh, thank you, Carol. Thank you for coming to the iconic Fontainebleau. It's an honor to have you back. So I started in the hospitality industry many, many years ago. I am one of 8 children. I was born and raised on a farm in the west of Ireland. And my parents, we had to work. They taught me a lot about hard work and work ethic. And during the summers in high school, I decided to get a job to make my own money. And I worked in a little bed and breakfast in the seaside resort where I came from. So I worked there for 5 summers and fell in love with the service industry. Really loved the idea of making guests memories and making their vacations enjoyable. And I knew that this would be an amazing gateway for me to see the world, but also to have a very fulfilling career.
Right. So now that was in Ireland?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. I had no idea that you started your career in Ireland. Yes. From Ireland to Miami Beach.
I know, a bit of a difference.
So tell us about some of the career lessons that you've learned along the way.
Yeah, I think one of the ones that have held with me ever since I was, a small girl growing up on that farm in Ireland is to really treat people the way you've always wanted to be treated. Regardless of who you're working with, if it's your colleagues or if it's the housekeepers or the general manager, to treat everyone with kindness and to treat them with respect and dignity. And obviously that has stood with me through the test of time. And also to make sure that you say hello, good morning, thank you, and making sure that everybody feels that goes home every day, making sure that they know the work that they do every day makes a difference. That really has stood to me, and really to this day, regardless of where I am, who I'm with, I always thank everybody for the service that they provide to the industry.
Well, clearly you learned a valuable lesson early on, because look at what it has led you to in your career. So I'm sure along the way you've probably had many, many mentors, but tell me about a mentor or two that have been the most instrumental in you becoming the first woman GM here at the Fontainebleau.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been very fortunate throughout my career to have a lot of mentors. Each one played their part, obviously making sure that wherever I was in my career at that time, that I was obviously able to, go to them and learn from them. But here more recently, and especially since becoming the first female GM here at the Fontainebleau, I wanted to talk about our president, Phil Goldfarb. He's currently the president and chief operating officer here at the Fontainebleau. And he has been truly instrumental in my career development. He has taught me that this hospitality industry that we're in is a very entrepreneurial business, and to treat each entity and each department in the hotel as a business unit, making sure that they each perform individually yet collectively, ensuring that we all make money, obviously not only for the hotel but for our owners, and then clearly never compromising on guest satisfaction or employee satisfaction or retention. So he's truly been a mentor for me these last 8 years that we've been working together side by side, and he has been instrumental in me becoming the GM here at the Fontainebleau, which I feel very honored to work with him.
That's great. Yeah. So what do you think is the single most factor that has contributed to the success in your career?
I think you have to take every opportunity as it comes, Carol. We're very fortunate throughout my career when, I was working with Ritz-Carlton. I was with them for 10 years. And I'd be working in Jamaica and they would call me for an opportunity in Las Vegas, or I was working in Orlando and they'd call me for an opportunity in Grand Cayman. And I think as young leaders, when we have the ability to take those opportunities, we've got to take the opportunities as they come and make sure that we grab those opportunities and really make the most out of it. It gets us to travel the world, it gets us to get new career aspirations, gets us to get new, new promotions, and really taking every opportunity as it comes. Don't be afraid. I mean, a change is very difficult. Believe me, I've moved a lot over my life, like you said, coming from a small farm in Ireland to here in Miami Beach, but really grasping those opportunities as they come and really making the most out of them has really been a really good test of time for me.
One of the things that I've always admired about you is, of course, you're a mother And I know as a mother myself and having a career that is very demanding, but the fact that you've been able to not only be very successful here in the hotel, but what you've done in the community. I mean, that's how I actually first got to know you, is your involvement in the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association. You know, you didn't have to do that. You know, you are very busy. So you've been so philanthropic, but tell us a little bit about your community efforts and things that you've done here in this area.
Thank you, Carol. Yes, I have been honored, current chair of the Miami-Dade Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association, and a wonderful, wonderful board led, of course, by Lynn Hernandez. Former president, loved every minute of doing that job. But it has been very important to me, and obviously honored to meet certain people such as yourself. But here recently, we at the Fontainebleau actually, we have started a very cool initiative called Blue Adopts, where we have partnered with the Greater Miami Humane Society, which matches an employee with a dog from the shelter once a week. So once a week we bring a dog to the property. We get the employees are allowed to meet the dog, and then obviously, hopefully, in the hope that one of our employees would like to adopt the dog. To date, we started this about 3 months ago, and to date we have already matched 20 employees with 20 new we found new homes for 20 new dogs. So even as much as getting involved in the community with FRLA, but also on the other side with the Humane Society, and obviously incorporating it all into our business. And it's not only do we find new homes for the animals, but it's also a morale booster for the employees, bringing these animals around to the workplace, and it really, it really helps them during their workday here at the Fontainebleau. So we're very, very proud of that also.
That is such an amazing story. I know that the Fontainebleau is pet friendly, and you know, another woman that I've always admired is our Attorney General Pam Bondi, and of course she brings a dog every cabinet meeting.
Right.
To try to get it adopted. So that's a fantastic.
And you should see the faces of the employees when we bring them around to each of the departments to meet them. It's really, at first, you know, it started off to see if we can get a home for the employees, but now more it's been beneficial to the employees. We've really enjoyed how Blue Adopts has grown within the hotel.
That's fantastic. So tell us something that you would like to share with other members of the hospitality industry, something that's important to you.
Well, it's like what you mentioned earlier. I'm very passionate about this. I am very busy. I get to have the best job in Miami Beach, in my opinion, to be the general manager of this amazing resort. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful young girls, and my husband is also in the industry. So as you alluded to earlier, I am very busy. I think we're all very busy today, but I still think it's so important to stay involved, to join organizations and to work with them on all of the legislative issues that are going on, and to educate your leaders and your employees and to get them involved, simply because your voice matters. We fought long and hard to make sure that everybody is heard in our community, but you have to be involved. You have to go to the events. You have to make sure that you're there and present. And if I have one thing to say to our leaders in the community, to make sure that you're not sitting on the sidelines, but to stand up and get involved. It's worked for me, it's worked for the Fontainebleau, and certainly I hope to, you know, raise my daughters that way, and certainly I would love to see all of our hospitality leaders making sure they're involved in all the community events that affect them.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Well, Mary, thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for the industry, for your beautiful family, and the balance that you have found in your life, and thank you for taking time out to do this fantastic interview.
Thank you, Carol. It's my honor, sincerely.
Congratulations again on being the first woman ever in the history to be the general manager of the fantastic and iconic Fontainebleau.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you very much.